Shalom, shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
I want to start by giving all glory and honor praises to
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH.
I'm the brother, I'm a one next to me, I'm the brother.
Tazawam.
We coming at you from down in Tampa Bay, Florida, from the camp properties of Babylon. Come with another quick hit to the spirit, pray by MILLSTONE. Lord willing to edify and feed the sheep. Double honor to those of the apostle, great MILLSTONE, teaching you well. Peace and blessings to the brothers who push this work and true sincerity, to the scattered abroad. And the brother got a little article we're going to go into a little bit. Going into these missiles getting shot off, man. Pretty much going into the wars, man, that's being stirred up. All right. So the Lord wants to be edifying to you, brothers and sisters, seeking the Lord in truth and sincerity. But hey, go ahead.
It says chilling photo. It's from End Time Headlines. Chilling photo reveal fleet of Russian nuclear bombers near NATO border as Putin threatens UK over Ukraine missiles.
Hey man, it was not too long ago where a video came out where Putin was saying that he's not bluffing, man. Putin's not bluffing. So you have it. It's a lot of stuff being stirred up. You had, these bombers and getting closer and closer to their enemies. Their enemies outside lines, man.
Yeah. Borders.
Yeah, borders. You had not too long ago, I believe it was Taiwan, and some other over there in what was it? I think it was in China.
China and Taiwan.
Yeah, China and Taiwan, where they had issues going on at each other's borders, man. Okay, so you have it, stuff is stirring up, man. People are getting agitated with each other. Okay, the spirits are being stirred up, and on these borders, man, of these enemies. Okay?
Yeah, so you see, it's not just Babylon that's in danger of war.
Yeah,
but the entire world is pretty much biting at each other's throats, man.
Mm-hmm. Like raging dogs.
Yep. It says Russia has chillingly stationed 18 nuclear-capable strategic bomber planes close to the NATO border. It comes amid threats from Vladimir Putin over the UK's plans to send devastating missiles to Ukraine. According to The Sun, a hunting new satellite image reveals a number of nuke jets readied at Olynya Air Base in Russia's Kola Peninsula, less than 130 miles from its border with Finland and Norway. All right, so they got nuclear missiles right down the street from NATO's borderline, man. Meaning what? They're threatening them. If a guy comes close to you with a gun, doesn't that mean he's threatening you, man? He got his hand on his gun and he got his gun out. He's coming up on you. Doesn't that mean he's threatening you, man? It's the same thing what Putin's doing to NATO right now, man.
Yeah, that's crazy because when you think about it, it's strategic, man. When it comes to these wars, man, they move in a certain way. Okay, it's like playing. If you ever watch that movie Battleship, and then you got one opposition on the other side that moves a certain strategic way, and then the other ones have to figure out a way of them moving from the opposition of sides. And that's how it is when it comes to these when it comes to territory of war. Okay, because here you have it, Russia, okay, going at it with NATO, and they have it where they have little setup shops in the water or on their borders, man. And that's a form of all right, if you move any closer, we're gonna do something to you. All right, or if you get closer to that side or move closer to this side, we're gonna act this way. That's like a scare tactic, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
All these nations have got their swords drawn, pretty much, man.
Yeah.
And they're getting ready to stand up and fight, like Scripture say. One nation, let me grab it. Fight against
another.
In the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 31, it says, this is pretty good too. It says, 2nd Ezra 13, verse 31, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Okay, so it's a spirit of versus mode in the earth, man. It's gonna be every man for himself, every nation for himself. Scripture talks about every man fleeing to his own land. Because these nations are they're going to band up and fight for their own people. It's not like they're going to fight for Babylon. They're going to fight against Babylon. They're going to fight against anybody who comes up against them. Second Ezra 15:15 says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So they already got their swords drawn, man. You know, spiritually, Russia's got their sword drawn because what? They got them nukes on NATO's borderline, man. You know, getting ready to just drop them shits on their ass, man. And it's a threat. It's, like the brother said, Putin say he ain't bluffing. You know, Jake language, that mean I ain't fucking around. You know, the scripture tells you here, y'all gonna be fighting against each other, man. You know, these nations are gonna really start to. There's a spirit of hostility in the earth where these nations are not trusting one another no more, man. Yeah. You know, they came up with one consent against the Israelites in the beginning, but now it's not about the Israelites anymore. It's about them fighting amongst themselves. And while they're fighting amongst themselves, they're being distracted with their beef with each other. The Israelites, the kingdom is being built for the Israelites in the midst of their arguments, man.
That's right, because you have it with all these nations are singling out each other, man. Right. You know, it's who's gonna get it? Who's gonna take that power seat? Scripture goes into saying how the
nations imagine a vain thing.
Yeah, there you go. The water.
Heathen rage.
Yep. Because you got all these nations thinking they're gonna be the next top power, man, ruling. But they're gonna be ruling. They're gonna be mistaken, man. They're gonna be proven wrong. Okay, through the Lord, man, through the Spirit, probably up our side. All right, because see these nations, man, they going at the necks with each other. Okay, they biting and barking at each other, and they waiting for who's gonna move next, man. Who's gonna make that stupid, idiotic move? Okay, because whoever does, they know that they're gonna act out. Okay, they're gonna act out and they're gonna act up with those nukes, man.
Yeah, okay. It's like they're waiting on one nation to slip so they can pound upon them, man. Right now, Babylon's doing the most slipping. As soon as Babylon slips and falls, guess who all gonna jump and stump on her ass, man? She gonna get gangbanged, man.
That's right. You know, they're gonna hate the whore. When you have it where Putin was walking around with a black case, you know, brother mentioned in that camp, he was walking around with a black briefcase, you know, in that black briefcase, you know, he got that red button, man. Once Putin hits that red button, you know, that's gonna turn everything to shits. You see, because these devils can't, you know, in Russia, these devils have a way he push. If Putin pushes that button, man, that red big button, all those missiles gonna get shot off, man. Not one of them, not just 2 or 3 of them, but all of them. You see, those silos is gonna be shooting off, man.
So he was walking around in public with destruction in his hand, man.
That's right. That's a symbolize of he's saying he's not bullshit, man. Yeah. And he get to a point where he's pointing a finger at a particular you know, person, man, for lack of better words. All right. Or nation.
I got Matthew 24:6.
If you can grab after that it's a time for war. Yeah. Because we're in a time of seeing things really being stirred up on the earth, man. You know, that's why the scripture says pray for a few days, man. Mm-hmm. Because we want to get the hell up out of here, because it's really about to stir up to some shit, man. Okay, it's really about to act up on the earth, man, through the ways of how the Lord's gonna orchestrate it to happen, man.
That's right. Okay, look at Matthew chapter 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So right now we're hearing of rumors of wars. And soon we're going to be hearing of wars, man. It says, see that ye be not troubled for all these things. Matter of fact, there have already been wars. Nations have already made moves on each other. You know, just the other day they were talking about over 50,000 missiles were fired into Israel in one day.
800.
You said 800? Over 800 missiles?
Mm-hmm.
God. So
over 800.
Over 800 missiles were fired into Israel in one day, man. 50,000 sounds like a lot, though. That should overkill, man. That time gonna come, but
it could have went up, because I seen a recent article going into it. It could have went up, man. Yeah. But that shows you what the brother going into the scripture, man.
It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we gonna hear these things and see about these things and hear on it on the news and all sorts of things like that, because we're in the beginning of sorrows. These things are ordained to happen, but they must take place, man.
Well, you know? If I may add that this is a part of measuring the times diligently, man. Yeah. And then, you know, in itself, because here you have it, we're seeing all these things, you know, moving forward according to prophecy. You see, you have all these nations getting, you know, riled up in the spirit. Okay, they getting riled up, and the spirits hopping on them, demons hopping on them. Okay, things are getting stirred up. They talking smack to each other, talking about who's gonna push the button, who's gonna do this, who's gonna take this, who's messing with this nation, who's not messing with that nation. You see, we're hearing those things, rumors, man. Okay, all that leading up to is gonna be it's gonna be more than what the vision as we see is gonna be expected, man, in the spirit, because the Lord's gonna be he's gonna exaggerate these things, man. You see,
all for the movie's sake.
Yeah,
I got that. Ecclesiastes.
Time.
This book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season, and every time. That's like it. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
So there you have it, man. Like brother was bringing out that there's rumors of wars. You see, nations shall be against a nation. You see, there's a season and there's a time and a place for all these things, man. And all these things are gonna accumulate to how the Lord set it up to be. Okay, but go ahead.
A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sue. A time to keep silence and a time to speak.
And if I may add, you see, it's showing you that everything has a point in time for, you know, it's itself in itself. You see, there's a time for this and there's a time for that. Okay, leading up to what? Go ahead.
There's always gonna be a time. There's either gonna be a time of prosperity and there's gonna be a time of adversity, man. There's always gonna be that time that comes around for it. It says, a time to love and a time to hate.
A time to love and a time to hate. You see? Everybody right now, oh, love, 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 love. That's all you want to hear. That's all you hear. You know, brothers be out on the highways and hedges and you hear, oh, God's love, this and this and love, love. Oh, is this a love message? No, man. No. You know, this is a message being preached out to the four corners of the earth, man. It's gospel, man. This is good news for the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native American, and bad news for you other heathens, man. These nations, other nations, man. You see, there's a message within this that if you be an Israelite, probably possibility that you can repent, man. If it be the Lord's will, you know. But these heathen, man, they got a judgment. They going into captivity, starting off with Esau ass, man.
Right.
Okay. But like this, going into the scripture saying, man, there's a time of love and there's a time of hate. There's gonna be a time for that period. All right, go ahead.
And you got this fucking heathen going around and he's wicked ass 2-3 Jake talking about where's the love, spread the love. You know, the love they speaking on is sodomy, man. They're talking about some sodomite shit, man, because they want you to respect their persons, pretty much, and that's love to them, is respecting them for who they are, even if they're a fucking wicked flamer. They're an adulteress, a murderer, whatever it may be. They want you to accept them for what they do and who they are, you know, for blatantly committing crimes against the Lord and breaking His law day in and day out, and they consider that to be love, man.
Well, they think this is their neighborhood goddamn church. Right. And past the pork chop telling you that everybody's welcome to come in.
Come as you are.
That's what they think this is. This is not what it is, man.
Right.
You know? You getting firmly rebuked. You getting everything. This word's gonna go out, man. Okay, whether you like it or not. So it's not as what you seem to be, and always what they make it to seem to be, man.
The scripture said the prophets of old prophesied against great kingdoms.
Yep.
And if we prophesied prophesied against great kingdoms, this kingdom, whatever they telling you to do, and we prophesying against it, that means that makes us the prophets, and that makes y'all niggas wicked. It says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace.
So that's what we're leading up to, man. You see that having a time for love, a time for hate, a time of war, a time of peace, man. You see, Right now, we're not seeing that peace, man. We ain't gonna see that peace until that time come, man, when everything's put in righteousness. When everything's set in its rightful order.
That's right.
Right now, we're gonna see a lot of hate. And we're gonna see a lot of war. Okay?
I got this Habakkuk 2 and 3. I'm gonna close out with this unless you got something else.
Nah, you got it.
This book Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So that image right there, and we're gonna make this, you know, the image of the we're gonna make this the wallpaper for the lesson. But the image right there is these prophecies speaking, man. The headlines is the prophecies speaking. You know, things that are happening around us is the prophecies coming up off the book and literally talking to you, man, telling you this shit is about to end, this shit's about to blow. You know, it's only a matter of time now. It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So though I feel like it's taking, you know, forever to come, wait for it, because it's gonna come. It ain't gonna tarry, it ain't gonna, you know, delay. You know?
Yep, that's right. What the scripture says, it's I go to second woe.
Second woe is past, the third woe cometh quickly.
That's right.
The first woe is past, there cometh two woes hereafter. All right, and these are world wars the scriptures is talking about.
That's right.
You know, this is going to be the final world war. This is a prophecy, one of the, you know, last prophecies that must take place before the kingdom, before the new covenant is fully, you know, within motion, before Yahawashi returns and redeems us and we get those new bodies.
That's right.
You know, this is the final war that must take place, man. The war to end all wars.
Like I said, this is the final countdown.
Imagine that song playing on the news line, man.
You know, you get the point though. That was all you had?
Yeah.
God, so we can close it out with that, King.
So we truly hope this lesson was edifying to you, occupant, not wild, to listen in truth and sincerity. To next semester, rather, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.
Shalom.